Alright guys, it's time to talk about Dave Bautista because it looks like his time as Drax is coming to an end, which is really unfortunate because he's one of my favorite Guardians characters. Like, his character is just so funny, he's such a badass, and I really hope that James Gunn is going to be giving us a flashback to Drax's family in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, just to tie his whole story up with a bow because we've never got to see that part of his life. Anyways guys, we're gonna take a look at what Dave Bautista said today that basically means that his character is probably going to be dying in Guardians 3, and he's actually been teasing this for a little while now. He said that he's done with the Drax character after Guardians 3, but Dave Bautista did an interview today that basically solidifies that, like he is not coming back after this movie. So today was his interview with GQ, and he said that he is so grateful for his MCU role as Drax the Destroyer, but then he goes on to confirm that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be his final outing as Drax, because he now feels ready to close the chapter on that character. Now that right there is pretty sad news. Like, if you're a Marvel fan or just a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, like, that should not be exciting news to you. I know his character doesn't have like this really rich story like someone like Iron Man, but I would say he's a pretty beloved character. Like, he's a fan favorite for sure. So that really sucks that Dave Bautista is going to be done in the MCU as Drax. He stated, "I am so grateful for Drax, I love him, but there's a relief that it's over. It wasn't all pleasant, it was hard playing that role. The makeup process was beating me down, and I just don't know if I want Drax to be my legacy. It's a silly performance, and I want to do more dramatic stuff." Now that right there, I can see a lot of people taking that the wrong way, but this is what he means by that. It means like this is a fairly simple role to play for him. Like, you're basically just playing this really comedic, really silly character, which isn't necessarily a very difficult thing to do for an actor. Like, yes, you obviously need talent to pull off the comedy aspects of this character, and you need the physique too, but beyond that, the acting chops that's needed for Drax isn't really comparable to a more serious role in a different type of movie. And I totally get what he's saying. Like, he doesn't want to be known like 30 years from now as just the funny guy who played Drax in the MCU. Like, he wants to really broaden his acting, be in more serious films, maybe an Oscar-worthy film, I don't know. Maybe he even wants to go for awards. I don't really know what his endgame is with his whole acting career. All I can say though is every movie that I've seen Dave Bautista in, he's actually very solid. Like, some movies he's had a more serious role and he does a phenomenal job, and of course I love him as Drax too. But I totally get what he's saying, because like, if he is only known for this role, like let's say he plays Drax for another 10 years, which he's not, but let's say he did. If he played Drax for another 10 years, all people would remember him as is like the funny Drax the Destroyer guy from Marvel. So I see why it's a relief for him. Like, yes, the wording is a little bit strong and a lot of people are going to take this the wrong way, but I wouldn't be too stressed out about his comments. Like, it makes sense. He's played this character for like 10 years now, and he just wants to move on and do different stuff. Like, I'm sure it gets a little bit boring too, like if you're playing the same character for so many years, and Drax's character doesn't really evolve that much. Like, he's always going to be the same type of character, and I totally understand what Dave Bautista is saying here. He's played Drax for 6 different movies, and he also had a leading role in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special that was released in December of 2022. He's just very eager to showcase his versatility as an actor and not just be kind of pigeonholed into one role. He also said he would like to work closer with director Denis Villeneuve after collaborating with him on Dune and Blade Runner 2049. He said, "If I could be number 1 on the call sheet with Denis, I would do it for effing free." So he clearly likes working with him as a director, and I can totally see why. The roles that Dave Bautista had in Dune and Blade Runner 2049 were a more serious role, the type of thing that he wants to pursue, so I totally understand what he's saying here. He then goes on to say, "I think that's how I could find out how good I could be. He brings out the best in me. He sees me in a different light, sees the performer that I want to be. That might be how I solve the puzzle." So that basically solidifies it right there. Like, he makes him a better actor, and he wants to be a better actor, so it just makes sense. Now, since Dave Bautista wants to pursue more serious films and serious roles, do I think that Drax is gonna die in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? 100% I do. I think he is dead, he's toast, he ain't coming back. James Gunn said that this movie is going to end Guardians of the Galaxy as a franchise, at least with this team. Like, Marvel Studios could revive it and have a new roster, but James Gunn said since this is his last Guardians film, that the team that you see in this movie is not going to be the team you see in the future, but I'm assuming there's probably going to be a couple characters that get carried over, like maybe Star-Lord, Rocket, something along those lines, but I definitely think that Drax is gone. It just makes sense. Like, you know Dave Bautista isn't coming back, so what do? You kill his character off. I doubt he's just gonna have like a happy ending and somehow, you know, starts a new family or whatever. Like, it isn't gonna happen for him. I think he's gonna realize like the Guardians are his family and then he's gonna die. And it is gonna be so sad and super emotional, and I think the trailer is actually trying to throw us off. If you watch the trailer, you would assume that Rocket is gonna die, but from a bunch of reports and leaks and rumors, it sounds like Rocket is not gonna die, and instead Drax is most likely going to be the big character death that we see in this movie. I'm sure there's gonna be a few more, but I just think that Drax is like the #1 choice if you were to guess who is gonna die in this movie. Especially because he was put as a lead in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I think that's really to just kinda make us really care about Drax because we got to spend a little bit more time with him, to then make his death in Guardians 3 really impactful. And we saw his relationship with Mantis really evolve, and their friendship is very strong. So just imagine Mantis is super close with Drax now, and then Drax dies. She is gonna be bawling, and we're all gonna be crying in the theater too. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on what's happening here. It sounds like Dave Bautista is officially done as Drax, which he has been teasing for a while now, but I think his interview with GQ today really solidifies that he is completely done. I know he was really pissed off at Disney too when they fired James Gunn, what was this, like a couple of years ago now, but he was really pissed off, and I'm assuming he's probably not going to work with Disney again after Guardians 3 too. So yeah, I'm calling it right now. Drax is going to die right before the third act in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's going to have a really big emotional impact on the team, and then they're going to go ahead and stop the High Evolutionary. That's just my thoughts though. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about all of this. What do you think about the words that he spoke in his interview with GQ? And do you think that Drax is going to be the only death in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, or do you think other members are going to die, and if so, who? Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm pretty sad that Dave Bautista is leaving, but I totally understand why. But we do get one more performance from him as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which comes out this year, and it seems like it's going to be an amazing movie, so I cannot wait to see it and review it for you guys. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and rumors regarding Marvel, make sure you subscribe and join the family. Other than that, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video.